Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $20,000 with the burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 69-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend is going directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we have these quoters on every single page. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount. Put your birthday in there, fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest pricing based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. Take advantage of that. That can really help you be a smart consumer when shopping around for this insurance, and we're happy to provide that for you. You can also call us at 888-862-9456, and one of our licensed agents can help you out with that too. Now, one thing we always recommend to 69-year-old females that we help looking for $20,000, it's just assessing if $20,000 is going to be appropriate for your final expense needs. Now, typically that final expense need would be either a cremation or a burial. So let's dive into the cremation. There's two options for cremation. The first one is where you have just the basic cremation where you're cremated and you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's typically going to cost somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony, like a remembrance of life ceremony or celebration of life ceremony, in addition to the cremation, that's probably going to cost anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500, depending what part of the country you live in. Now, as far as what coverage you would need, what we would typically help people with that cremation, where they come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically help people with between $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. And you might be saying, well, Randy, you said the cremation was like $2,000 and now you're recommending coverage of $5,000. What's the difference there? Well, the difference is our 69-year-old female probably wants to make it to age 79, maybe even age 89. And we all know that things increase in price over time due to inflation. And cremations, they're no different than anything else. So what we actually do is we actually get more insurance than we need right now. And what we're doing is we're locking in the youngest age we have right now, which will get you the lowest rates. And that's going to inflation proof your plan for later, because as you live longer, you still don't want your family members or loved ones to have to pay this for you. So we get enough to inflation proof the plan. That's in the long term. But in the short term, it also provides extra funds if you died sooner than anybody thought. So maybe you just don't live as long as you thought, and maybe there's some extra bills to pay, maybe medical bills, credit card bills, something like that, that if you would have lived longer, you would have gotten those paid off, but those still need to be taken care of. So provide some extra funds for that. So it works terrific, protects both long-term and short-term. Now for that cremation where you're gonna have the ceremony, typically we'd be helping people with $7,000 to $10,000 in coverage. And again, that does the same thing. It inflation proofs the plan in the long term, provides some extra money in the short term just to help pay off some extra bills. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. Pretty much any funeral home you walk into in the United States, if you got $10,000, they should help you out. If they don't, you just walk out the door and walk 2 blocks down the road to their competitor, and they should help you out. But just understand, $10,000 is not a fancy funeral. It's going to be very simple, very, very basic. And if you get a $10,000 policy, it's not inflation proofed at all. That takes care of your most immediate needs today, which if you're on a fixed or unlimited income and that's all you can afford, go ahead and do that right now, because that will just protect your most immediate needs. But understand that most of the people that we're helping are going to be looking at between $10,000 to $15,000 and maybe even $20,000 if you're a 69-year-old female. Just depends how kind of extravagant you want everything to be and how much you want to inflation-proof that plan. But that's going to work for most people. Now, one thing what will happen occasionally is somebody will say, well, hey, you know what, I'd like to get some insurance for my final expenses, but I was also thinking I might want to get some coverage, to give money to my kids when I pass away. And they say, maybe you want 30, 40, 50,000, something like that. So let's say it's $50,000 and we quote them that rate. And sometimes people will go, oh, I'm on Social Security or disability. I can't afford that. So yeah, I'm not going to do anything. If I can't get everything I want, I'm not going to do anything at all. And we have to have kind of a little moment with them, just a little counseling moment, and have to let them know that, hey, you came in here not wanting your kids to have to pay for your final expense, your burial, cremation, whatever it was. And we know one thing for sure. You are going to die. They are going to need this money. So why don't we do this? Why don't we get your final expense taken care of first with a policy? And then if you want, sometime in the future, we can come back and add a separate policy to your kids. And that works terrific for most folks because we do, in fact, take care of the most immediate needs, which is the final expenses. We do have the option of adding more coverage later for the children. So that works out terrifically. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those plans with 2-year waiting periods at all. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write out that check for $15,000, $20,000, $25,000. It's going to be the best insurance coverage. It's also going to have the lowest pricing. Now, some people would say, well, Randy, you're right. I do like that first day coverage. However, I've got some medical issues, and I know those first day coverage plans ask health questions. I'm a little worried I might not qualify. To which we always say, hey, that's our responsibility, not your responsibility, at least from an insurance standpoint. And what we mean by that is that we work with enough different insurance companies that they all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And really 90 to 95% of the time, we're able to get people approved for first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first day coverage is if you just waited too long and you had some significant health issues, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you had dialysis, or you are in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd typically refer you out to a different insurance company. One thing that also happens seemingly on a weekly basis is somebody will call us up and say, hey, we just had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. The funeral home director is not going to do anything until he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance right away so we can get a check in our hand to pay the funeral home director. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad they had a family member pass away, but it's doubly sad that their family member didn't care enough to take care of this for them and now left this burden on them. They knew they were going to die someday. They'd thought about this insurance in the past, no doubt about that. And they just kept putting it off. And then one day they just went and died. And now their family members have to pay this off. And typically family members are going to have to put this on credit cards, paying 26% interest, and it's going to take years and years to pay off. So don't leave that legacy behind. What a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life, and you messed up this one last thing, and that's how you'll be remembered. So don't do that. If things are a little bit tight for you financially, we can help you start small and add more coverage later. So yeah, protect that legacy. Now, one thing we don't recommend is the plans with the 2-year waiting periods. So Colonial Penn's a fairly well-known company out there. You may know this, but their $9.95 plan that you see advertised on TV, right? Seems like that one's on TV, getting advertised every 7 minutes or so. Yeah, that $9.95 plan, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Yeah, ouch, right? Probably didn't know that. And Colonial Penn's not the only 2-year waiting period plan out there. There's other companies out there too, like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber. Man, just so many different insurance companies that only offer 2-year waiting periods. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense. Because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's look here. Our 69-year-old female, actually 69-year-old female, probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn commercials, and she's probably thinking, hey, that commercial was so meaningful. It's so well produced. I feel so good. It's only $9.95. I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then she talks with the Colonial Penn agent, or she goes on their website, kind of like we're doing here, checking it out for you. And 69-year-old female, 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to pay out $1,057. Yikes, right? Now, cremation wise, I mean, there's probably very, 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 very few places in the United States that are going to offer cremation for $1,057. In fact, it's going to be very difficult. You may find one, I don't know, out in the woods in Arkansas. I don't know, somewhere. But yeah, the challenge is it's going to be tough to find any place like that. And even if that did pay for the cremation, it wouldn't matter because it's got a 2-year waiting period. And it's going to be worth less in 2 years than it is now due to inflation. So why would you ever go with a plan that has such suboptimal coverage? It won't pay for a cremation, probably 99% of the country. And it's certainly not going to pay for that cremation with the ceremony. Not going to come anywhere close to paying for a burial. But yeah, why would you ever get a $9.95 plan when the coverage is so minimal? Now, some people would say that, companies that offer these really low teaser rates, right? They're kind of designed to get you and get you and your information into their marketing funnel. And then what happens is they'll call you up and they'll gladly show you that minuscule minimum amount of coverage. And what they'll do then is upsell you into more expensive coverage that's more profitable to the insurance company. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn would ever do anything like that, but some people kind of believe that, and I guess you can make your own determination on that based on the fact that you're only going to get $1,057 worth of coverage for $9.95. Now, here's the deal. This video is about $20,000. Here's the challenge with Colonial Penn. They max out at 15 units. You're not going to be able to get 20,000. They max out at $15,855, and it's going to cost you $150 roughly. So let's do this. Let's see what $20,000 is going to be in first day coverage. And even at that, I know we're going to save you money. So here we go. 20,000, female, age 69. And we're going to click get quote. And here we go. We'll just review here 15,000 for 150. And I want to show you this here because I want you to believe me. 20,000 right up here, 20,000. And that's going to be right around $96. This is level coverage, which means first day coverage is 96. So what would you rather have? As a consumer, what would you rather have? $20,000 for $96? Or would you rather have $15,855 for $150? Right? Pay a third more and get 25% less insurance on average. And what we typically see with Colonial Penn, on average, they are around 200% more expensive than our lowest price first day coverage plan. So why would you ever do that? Why would you ever pay 200% more roundabout, right? So you just need to be a smart consumer because, this is, let's see, 96 to, I'm going to round it. I'm just going to say it's $50 a month. It's actually like, 54, but $50 a month because I can do that math in my head. So let's do that. $50 a month times 12 months, you're going to overpay $600 a year. And after 10 years, when our 69-year-old female is now 79, you're going to have overpaid $6,000 roughly. Actually, it's more because I went with a lower amount. So you're going to spend over $6,000 more by going with a Colonial Penn plan. You're going to overpay every day or every month for the rest of your life, and they're going to sock you with the 2-year waiting period. So why wouldn't you keep that money in your own bank account? We never recommend you overpay an insurance company. We recommend you keep that money in your bank account rather than transferring $6,000 from your bank account over to an insurance company bank account over the period of 10 years. You could have a lot of fun. You could have a lot of impact. You could do a lot of great things with $6,000. So don't give that away to an insurance company. We recommend you, just be a smart consumer. And it's okay if you don't understand this. Just reach out to us and we can show you how to qualify for the lowest price, and you can be that smart consumer. So let's take a look at a couple of other companies. We're $96 here. Let's see. We'll look at some other ones here. Let's see. You'll be able to see all these different insurance companies. Here's one, Lincoln Heritage. 143. I mean, they're good, the fine company, I guess, right? But look at this pricing. Oh, man. $143. It is level coverage, first day coverage. So that's great. But why on earth is this so expensive? Well, Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly It will supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes and get the lowest pricing, maybe do some other things as well. But they don't do that for free. They're going to charge you for that. And they charge a pretty penny. It's $143 versus $96 for the same amount of coverage. But when you go with Lincoln Heritage, they're going to be roughly $47 more a month. And you will overpay that $47 a month every single month for the rest of your life. So let's do the math on that. It's $47 a month times 12 months. You're going to overpay right around $564 a year. And if our 69-year-old female makes it to age 79, so 10 years, you will end up overpaying right around $5,640 more. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying? Is it worth actually overpaying an insurance company right around $5,640 roughly to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say, that's a pretty great payday for the insurance company. But you know what? We think that $5,640 roughly should be in your bank account, not an insurance company's bank account. So what we recommend you do is let us help you directly get the lowest price plan here. And then what we offer, free of charge, by the way, is a funeral and estate planning guide. And you can just download that from our website. And when you download it, print it out. And once it's printed out, fill it out, write down who gets what goes where, what you want done after you're gone. And then keep that with your insurance policy. And that way, when you pass away, your family members will go to that safe place where you keep it. And they'll see that they're not only protected financially with the insurance policy, but also emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. Because all they'll need to do is open up that funeral and estate planning guide and read what you wrote. And then just follow through and execute on your wishes. And they will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you also loved and protected them that one last time in death, exactly when they would need that help the most. And you can be there after the fact because you took care of all this stuff in advance. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. And if you want to leave a legacy of love behind like that, just go to funeralfunds.com. We have these quoters on each page. And in fact, we've got a special quoter just for our YouTube visitors. You can go to funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and you'll be able to get the lowest prices, the best companies, and the most discounts. Take advantage of that. That will really help you be a knowledgeable shopper, and you can compare all the plans, and we can help you understand what you qualify for. Or you can call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you over the phone. But if you've got some existing insurance, you want to see if we can save you money, or you just want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you are looking for a brand new policy or just want to understand what you qualify for or what might be most appropriate for you, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with that at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.